Welcome back to Inside South Florida. Here is Elizabeth Mejia with Communities and Schools of Miami to talk about how their organization improves educational outcomes for local kids. Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
So Communities and Schools of Miami has been around 26 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? You've been on board for 18 of those 26.
Correct.
So you're a veteran, a
Yes,
wily veteran. Tell us about it.
Well, it is a wonderful organization that I'm very passionate about. Like the name says, Communities and Schools, the focus is building community directly in the schools. So I get the fun job of doing everything possible to make sure the kids are staying in school, that they want to be there, that they're engaged, they're enjoying learning. And in order to do that, I have to find all these wonderful community resources and programs and volunteers who share this passion for education to come into the schools. And that means tutoring students, mentoring, motivational speaking, counseling, life skills, financial literacy, just everything that keeps them excited about being there. And when there are obstacles, then we help remove those obstacles.
So this is such a great idea. School's obviously important, but for a lot of kids, it's kind of a bummer,
Yes.
right? It's kind of a drag. So you must get to see firsthand these kids get some enjoyment out of learning through all of these programs. Tell me a story or two, a child, or just something that you've seen really work.
Okay, sure. I think it's the relationships that really work. The students usually come in, and if they don't have someone in the school that really care about them, they start getting disconnected. And so when I think of Chanel was a student her parents were divorced. She was kind of internalizing her pain, and she was engaging in hurting herself and just acting out in the classroom. And so she was referred to us because of how she was getting into trouble, constantly fighting and arguing. And as she formed that relationship with our psych coordinator, every day my psych coordinator would find her, talk to her, motivate her, and she realized that there was someone there for her. And she's like the president of 3 clubs in the school, Little Miss Social Woman, mm-hmm. doing all these poetry in the school, applying for college, things that she had not thought about doing before.
Yeah, sure. How many schools in Miami-Dade are you involved with?
27, kindergarten all the way to 12th grade.
Yeah. Do you have a chance to go to these schools and see it firsthand? Yeah.
I do. Not as often as I would like,
Right.
obviously, but when I do get an opportunity to visit, the joy in the kids' face, my volunteers, they're so happy. They're really connecting with the students, and the principals, of course. They really make it all worthwhile because they tell me all the time what a difference my staff is making.
Yeah, oh sure, of course. Give us some programs that CIS spearheads and is involved with. I know you sort of touched on it earlier, but give us some of those.
Absolutely. I'll highlight one in particular, which is our mentor program, because I really love this program, where we take the students and match them with workplaces, and they go to the workplace once a month with their mentor. So if you were a mentor, I will be with you the whole day, shadowing you, but at the same time being in the workplace, learning all those workplace skills. And it's so powerful. You see the kids mimicking you, wearing the ties and getting excited. It's just so much more powerful than just telling them, don't drop out.
Well, I think the lesson is you're never too young to get a job. I mean, even an 8-year-old really just needs to be working right away.
Exactly.
Contributing money to the family.
Giving back, like we said.
Giving back, right.
Giving back.
And obviously a big part of what you do is you bring companies from around South Florida in. We're going to talk about that more in a moment, but the community interaction is obviously a very big portion of what you do, right?
Absolutely. The volunteers, we have around 500 volunteers who want to give back to kids. They want to volunteer their time, but they don't know how to get into the school district system. It's such a large system, so they come to us. Okay,
so we're going to take a break. We're going to talk with Isabel Fernandez now, more about community involvement and the huge, giant gala that you guys just had, right?
A fantastic one. We're so happy.
Unbelievable. Okay, let's do that. Joining us now is the CIS of Miami Board Vice Chair, Isabel Fernandez. Great to see you.
Hi, thanks.
So you just had a big, fancy, swanky gala, huh?
We sure did. Over 200 people attended our Where Dreams Come True gala at the Hotel Intercontinental. And the exciting thing is they got to see a lot of our students performing and actually there and meet them firsthand.
You know, what's so wonderful is I was just talking to you before we were rolling the cameras, and you know, you have it's so obvious, like you genuinely love this. I can tell. So talk about your experience and how you firsthand have seen some really rewarding stuff come through this.
It's great. I started working with communities and schools as a volunteer, like many of our partners do, and it was through a financial literacy education program. We had a community leader come to us one day and tell us how his son started Ivy League school but didn't know how to keep a checkbook, and he felt there was a disservice. So we partnered with communities and schools and started a financial literacy program. But there are so many other stories. There are children who can't see when they're in the classroom. They don't understand why learning is hindered, and we've come to learn that they needed glasses. And through our on-site coordinators, we've been able to meet those needs.
Yeah.
At one school, an elementary school, there's a very high number of kids who get their hot meals at school. If they get to school late, they don't have breakfast that day. And that means that on the weekends, they may not get their meals. And when I visited that school, and it's very touching to me, communities and schools help facilitate for them that on Fridays when they go home, they're able to take a sack of groceries home so that they have meals over the weekend. And that's what helps them stay in school.
So it's, what you're doing regarding education is one thing, but now you're helping save. I don't want to put too fine a point on it. You're kind of helping save lives. I mean, helping people eat, helping people get medical care taken care of. This is really an incredible organization.
It really is, and it just goes to serve the name of communities and schools. It's the needs that sometimes are outside of the actual classroom that keep the kids in school or out. We have a beautiful program called Guitars Over Guns, and some of those students performed at our gala this last week. So they have choices now of what they can do after school, how can they discover their talents and put them to use, and we've been able to collect guns from some students and put guitars in their hands.
Wow.
And now they're performing and finding other friends that share same interests.
They just don't let them play Guns N' Roses on guitar. That would be, it's really confusing, and everybody would not know what was going on. So
Absolutely.
no sweet child of mine. What do you have planned for the rest of 2015?
We continue with all of our services, and we have simple things where everyone can help out. We have a wonderful report card program where volunteers come and they spend the day with the student when they get their report cards, because they may not have someone at home who understands or has the interest in helping them. We have a tie program where we collect ties for young men so that when they go to their internships or mentoring programs or looking for a job, they have something that they can feel proud to wear.
That's cool.
And then we have, the mentoring program where we have partnerships with Royal Caribbean, FPNL, Lame and Auto World, where our students spend time one-on-one with mentors throughout the school year.
And you have thousands of kids coming through the program, right?
15,000 students from elementary school all the way through high school.
That's a lot of ties. All right, so as we say goodbye, how can people help? How can people help you raise money and awareness? What can they do?
People can always give us their time and talent. If you visit us at www.cismiami.org, we can let you know how to give us of your time. And we're also looking for funding for our programs. We rely on our community partners and grants and individual donations to help our programs. So you can again visit www.cismiami.org and help us that way.
Way to say it twice. Nicely done. Good to see you, and hey, we'll see you again soon, right?
Great. Report card day. Thanks,
Report
David.
card day, yes. Straight A's. We're watching.